Okay, it turns out today that I spoke very little in today's class. Instead, we had the last three present student presentations. Next week, we will have we'll watch a couple of videos and have some final discussion, and then have a final quiz because we didn't have a quiz today. The next quiz will be worth 4 points, equivalent of 2 weeks of quizzes. They will be about today's discussion in class, the student presentations. They'll be about the videos that we discussed in class. We did watch a portion of 2 videos, and I tried to emphasize the things that you need to know from those. Um, and um, and then, of course, during the week, there are other videos, about an hour's worth of other videos that you should watch, and those will be included in that last quiz. When I call it a final quiz, it's not a comprehensive final quiz. It's just covering these 2 weeks. Our today's class, the assigned videos for this week, and then next week's class, and no assigned videos after next week's class. Um, so the these were the videos. Let me try to move my face out of the way here. These are the videos, and this PowerPoint will be uploaded to our website very quickly. So in class, we watched a little bit of the first video, the 48 Laws of Power. And the main things I emphasized with that was the importance of power, the importance of sense of empowerment, of the sense that you influence your life, that you have some influence over your own destiny and your own life, some empowerment, and reminded people that that's also what Clayton, or what I might have said Clayton Christensen, but that's not what I meant if I did. But Stephen Covey talked about the importance of we as as executives, that we empower our the people that we work with, whether they're employees or partners, potential partners. That's part of seeking win-win. That's part of seeking first to understand and to be understood. That's part of synergizing, is that we empower other people. And he mentions that if we have an employee, if we're the boss and we have an employee that comes and really emotionally, tells us what's wrong with our company, we should not be upset with that employee. We should be happy that they care enough to confront us about it, sit down with them and understand what they think we need to do, and understand their perspective. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is about basically mostly about, well, I gotta say mostly about being smart in investing in real estate, but it's really more than that. And if you were in class, I did a lot of discussion, and I'm not going to take the time here to talk about it, but it talks about the difference. And I didn't create a PowerPoint to talk about it, so I'm not even going to try to. It's better to do it visually. But we watched like 10 minutes of that video, but and it was in the first 20 minutes of the video, first maybe 30 minutes of the video we covered. So if you weren't in class and watched the first 30 minutes, that should be plenty. Although you would have benefited by my identifying the things that I thought were important. But anyway, I did not record that. Anyway, these other videos then make up about 50 minutes, and so those you should watch out of class and be prepared to answer questions about them in next week's quiz. So I think I'll just, the other things, after the class, after most of the class left, somebody asked me about when you'll be handing in your final paper and the nature of the final paper. I sent out an announcement on that, but I will go check the announcements and resend it if I did or if I didn't. It doesn't matter. I'll resend the announcement on your final papers, because that announcement included the ID and password you need in order to get to turnitin.com. That's where you are to turn in your final journals. Now your final journal is just you just put all of your weekly journals into one Word document and upload that Word document into turnitin.com. If by if I notice that it's if it says there's some excessive similarity, I will double check and make sure it's not comparing yours to your own that you have uploaded previously. But that should, anyway, I'll certainly be aware of that. And I always, if I see something, if I see that somebody has too much similarity, I always check to see what that similarity is, where it's going to, who's similar to, what's similar to what. And if you're similar to yourself, then that's obviously doesn't matter to me. But if you're similar to, another student, that does matter to me. That you're working on it together or something, that would matter to me. Or if you're similar to something on the internet where you're just copying stuff off the internet, that obviously matters to me also. Anyway, I'll send out the announcement again. I don't have it right here handy, but in essence, I believe I open it up on next. I may have done it wrong. What is next Monday? Monday. Okay, I probably did set the timing wrong. I think I'll reset it. I think I put down that you could upload on January 3rd, but that's the end of next week. And certainly you can start uploading as soon as our class is over. You can't very well finish your journal until you've attended the last class. So the upload will begin after our class, so that actually will be, let's see, today is the 23rd, so that's actually going to be the 30th. So if I didn't put that, I will change the upload possibility to the 30th. And but it has to be uploaded by, I believe I put it as January 6th, I believe. I'll go double. It's in the announcement that I sent out that I'll resend out. And if I have to change it, I will. But it's basically, I want the final journal uploaded. I think it's the Monday or maybe the Tuesday morning, I don't remember, after our last class. So that I have plenty of time to grade them and give you a fair grade. So because you have to understand, there's 60 of you, and what I found is the average, even though you're supposedly you're supposed to have written at least 3,000 words. That'd be 200 words a week times 15, that's 3,000. But I find an average that is over 4,000. So 4,000 times 60 is a lot of words. That'd be 240,000 words that I'm supposed to read and score. So I need some time to do that. So I believe I put the deadline as like the Monday after everybody's last class, so like June 6th, I believe. And so that should give me time to do that. If you have any other questions, feel free to email those to me. Now here are the three presentations by our students this week.
Okay, good afternoon to Dr. Ken and everyone around here. Oh, wait, adjust my position. And okay, let's start this again. Good afternoon to Dr. Ken and my fellow friends. Today, me and my friends will present you a book titled How to Win Friends and Influence People. So all of us read through the book already, and we find that this book is very fun to read and also very, very interesting. And from this book, I guarantee you that you will learn a lot of things that will be helpful for you in the future. But if you really, really want to be successful, want to be famous, want to be proud, respectable person, then at least start with this book before it's too late. Okay, so now my friend will take over.
Thank you, Wenhan. So I'm Daisy Cheng. Uh, so there are 4 parts in this book, which and we choose to present to you part 3, how to win people to your way of thinking, which we think that is the most useful in our daily life for this topic. So there are 12 principles in this topic, and I'm going to share with you about the first 3 top principles. The first one, you can't win an argument. I didn't mean that you should lose in every argument, but actually it means you don't start an argument. For example, in a public talk, like very respectful person talking in front, and you find out he has a mistake, you point it out immediately. So how will the speaker feel? Or maybe I change the mindset for you. You imagine you are a speaker, very respectful speaker in front, and someone pointed out your mistake during the presentation. How will you feel? Actually, you will feel ashamed. So actually, what will you gain if you pointed out the person's mistakes while he's doing his presentation? You gain nothing, actually. So it is an empty victory. So if you lose it, you lose it. If you win the argument, what do you gain? You still gain nothing, which means you lose it too. So another example I will share to you is in the debate competition. For a debate competition, there will be 2 sessions. The first one will be a session for all the debaters to state all their points, and then the second session will only be the argument. So what this means, which is we need to listen first and then do not resist. So here are the 2 phrases which I think is a more interesting and which is very related to us. The first one, here lies the body of William J., who died maintaining his right of way. He was right, dead right, as he sped along, but he just as that as if he were wrong. So these phrases actually talk about a person who calls William J., who did anything wrong in his entire life. So what he means here is he was right. Until he's dead, he's still right. But he just as that as he were wrong. Another phrase is from Buddha. Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. So here comes the principle 1. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. The second principle, a sure way of making enemies and how to avoid it. So making this topic easier, which means how can you be more friendly to others? So from Galileo Galilei, he stated that you cannot teach a man anything, you can only help him to find it within himself. This means actually everyone has their reputation and have their image they want to protect. So why should we ruin his image in front of everyone? So if you really want to point out his mistakes or any things he did wrong, maybe you can use positive phrases, which we call positive magic. For example, like after you pointed his mistake out, and maybe you can add a sentence like, maybe I'm wrong, or maybe you're right. So after you adding this sentence, you make the speaker feel that, okay, he feels your respect and he will feel more comfortable. So there's a sentence in this topic which I think is the most important and which can summarize all the things discussed under this principle, which is a lot of damage can be done if you tell a person straight out that he or she is wrong. So don't tell the people they are wrong, don't get them stirred up, use a little diplomacy. So here comes the principle to show respect for the other's opinion, never say you are wrong. So now I will share to Dr. Ken and some international students or some students who do not know how to, do not understand Chinese. Here's the Chinese word, 尊. This word means respect. So in this word, it's different into 2 parts. In the bottom part is 寸, which in English it means inches. There are 2 meanings for this word. The first one is actually for measurement, like 1 inch, 2 inch. And the second meaning for this is that we need to know what we should do and what we should not do. This is the basic for respect, in my opinion. So here comes the third principle. If you're wrong, just admit it. Admit your mistake, you can get forgiveness from others easier. Why did I say that? I give you an situation. Like if your teacher gives you an exercise and then he needs you to pass up tomorrow, you can't make it. Until tomorrow he scolded you. He said, why you didn't finish the homework that I gave you? You have 2 ways to, maybe you can fight or you can talk respectfully to your teacher. For example, you say sorry to your teacher or you argue to him or her like, why do you give me so many of homework that I cannot finish. So how will the teacher feel? The first ways that your teacher will feel that yes, you are respectful and you know you did something wrong. So he will be more comfortable, and maybe he will still angry with you, but he will not that angry compared to the second way that you use. So when we are right, win people gently. When we are wrong, admit our mistake. By fighting, you never get enough, but by yelling, you'll get more than you expect. So here comes the principle 3. If you are wrong, admit it quickly and empathically. Just say, I'm sorry, and what you'll get is forgiveness from others. That's all from me, and now I'll pass it to Wenhan.
Okay, thank you, Jason. Now I will talk about a small subtopic, which is a drop of honey. Okay, so in this subtopic, the important principle is begin in a friendly way. If you and your friends suddenly facing a disagreement, the first thing you should know that shouting and arguing will not lead to a satisfactory resolution. And also, you should know that friendly approach or appreciation can change other people's mind. Let me give you a simple situation. And this situation is very important for all of you in the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. After you graduate, you start work in the company, and you're still new to the area, still new to the company, and your salary is very high and the boss like you very much. So from there, a few of your colleagues will start to feel jealous for you, and they will do something embarrassed to you or something bad to you. So rather than straight up fighting with them, we try to begin in a friendly way. Maybe you can say, for example, when it's about the lunchtime, you say that, hey, come on, let's go eat. It's on me. Then what will they feel? Their impression towards you will change, and from there they will feel more comfortable with you, and they will treat you better in the future. And from here, I would like to say that you learn a new habit. Habit 4, think win-win, because this is win-win situation, not win-lose situation. So that's a good thing. So the next subtopic is the secret of soft grades. The principle of this subtopic is get other person to say yes, yes immediately. So how do you do that? This method is very special and is very useful. At first, when you are talking with a person, do not state their mistake at first. Let them talk. And also at the same time, ask them relatable question to the topic that you guys are discussing, which they will have to agree. From there, you will get yeses and try to get more yeses. And from there, people will, maybe they will change their mind. Mostly, they will change their mind. And you can practice this method. You never know how fast you can change people's mind in a minute. So the last topic is the safety valve in handling complaints. The principle of this subtopic is to let the other person do the great deal of talking. So let me simplify for you. The thing you have to do is to be a good listener. Do not interrupt others when they are speaking or they are talking. As the Italian philosopher La Raccialofacra says that if you want enemies, excel your friends. But if you want friends, let them excel you. Because when you talk to your friends, when you talking with your friends, you will start to brag all your achievement, all the successful thing that you have done. From there, your friend will keep a distance from you because they feel that you are so arrogant. Yes. But if you let your friends talk and you listen to them, they will feel more comfortable to be you, and they will also ask you to hang out with them more. So in this principle is about be a good listener. So it's about another new habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. That's all for my part. Now I will pass to my friend Jinky.
My name is Jinky. I would like to start my part with how to get cooperation. It's one of the principle as well. So first one I would like to say is provide opportunity. So in a company itself, if you are a leader, you have to provide opportunity. Why am I saying so? Imagine if you have lots of employees, right? They don't know what to do. They're just sitting over there, just wasting their time. Oh my God, so ineffective. So to get that collaboration, you have to provide opportunity by giving the task in details, bit by bit, and then make sure they have their own ability to make their own decision. What's the outcome of it? Their critical thinking skill improve, self-development in terms of making judgment, and last one, will boost their confidence. Imagine if you are a leader, you provide a task to your, your, your worker, okay? So if he doesn't know anything, how you just, but you just like, oh, let go of him because he doesn't know anything, so he doesn't grow, okay? He doesn't cooperate with you. His manpower is totally wasted. So how are you going to solve this? You are going to guide him bit by bit, okay? So eventually, the outcome can be seen as listed here. Critical thinking skill improve, self-development improve, and strong in making judgment. So eventually, even though you are the leader, the employee can make their own judgment. So your workload as a leader will reduce. Up next, I would like to say this is really important. Post-mortem. As I had my CS course this sem, I found most of the people just doesn't realize their mistake after the event or something. So this post-mortem is actually make sure they understand their own mistake, have a reflective section. Oh, what have I committed? How to solve this problem? They need to solve the problem because those, especially if you work in an event or a company, your mistake will actually affect others. So how you're going to do it? You're going to let them rethink about their action and let them understand and give their own solution on how to solve this problem regarding about their attitude or the way to solve their mistakes, solve the problems. Okay, so what's the outcome? So if you're a leader, your employee will more willing to cooperate with you because you're providing a platform for them to learn. Even though they went wrong, they get to learn something. Okay? And self-improvement. And understand themselves even more regarding about the attitude, the way of thinking. And especially, I mentioned just here, they are more willing to cooperate with you because you as a good leader providing a good platform, they're willing to work for you because even though they commit mistake, they get to learn something. Okay, up next. This is really special where most of the corporation won't practice this. This is show empathy. It is to show understanding towards your employee or your colleagues, either through physical way or through emotional way. So when you show deep empathy towards others, their defense energy goes down and positive energy replaces it. Who say this? Dr. Stephen Covey. Okay? So how to practice it? There's two different kind of empathy action you can have show to your employees or your colleagues. So the first one will be cognitive empathy, emotional empathy. So first one, taking another person's perspective. And second one, emotional empathy, sharing an emotional experience. Making sure that they understand your whole objective towards the opening event or company. And then imagine what it's like in another person's shoes. Like for example, when you're in a company itself, your employee doesn't work. So what's wrong with him? Maybe he has depression. We need to understand them more by using this cognitive empathy, showing action. Emotional empathy, feeling distress, respond to others' pain. Like just how I did mention, you have to respond to the pain that they have. Either it's physical pain or mental illness. What's the outcome of it? They are more willing to undergo cooperation with you and problem solving, great negotiation skill, creativity, emotional connection, and trust. For example, when you walk around with your friends, if you get both of you have like inner talk, like brother talk, where you guys discuss about your mistakes and your problems, eventually both of you are going to be a really good partner in the future. So same goes to this. Using this cognitive empathy and emotional empathy, you get their trust and connection. So your workers are more willing to work with you. Up next, I would like to leave the speech to Dell.
Now I'm going to explain an appeal that everybody likes. What is appeal? Appeal is equal to request. In everyday life, we would like to request for like money, information, or help. But most conditions, what happen? Ignore. Rejection. Now, what should we do? We should appeal to nobler motivation. Actually, human doing things usually has two reasons can be told others. The real one and another sounds good one. But actually, everyone will like to listen is the sounds good one. For example, the John. There is a paparazzi captures his son's pictures, and what he do? He didn't say like, I don't like this picture, don't publish them. Instead of this, he say like, you and I is a parents of a children. You also don't like your children picture is published, is not good. And another sample, Mr. Thomas, is about a client and the car company bills. What did he do? Actually, in the beginning of the story, the company has sent out some employees to discuss with the client. But they argue because they keep all of them keep hold their stand. They say both of them are correct. And then what the Mr. Thomas do? He listened to the client story, and then when wait for the client mood is getting reasonable mood, and then he tell him, if you are the president, what you will put the range of the bill, $150 to $400. Actually, there is 6 clients, and then what happened? Only 1 client is still unsatisfactory, but other 5 they give the bill as the best they can give. That's why we need to appeal to the nobler motive. Then the movies do it, TV does it. Why don't you do it? Newspaper and TV show. Which one do you guys like? Of course, today's will be more prefer the TV shows, right? Why? Because human loves drama. Because it is interesting, vivid, and dramatic. If you want to get the attention, you should dramatize your idea. I give you another case. This is about Miss Wolf. Miss Wolf want to have a discussion with his boss, but her boss is very busy. He has no time to have this discussion. Every time Miss Wolf want to meet their boss and inform his secretary, he just say the boss doesn't have time. And what she do? She wrote a letter. I will be able to see you on some time. Give the value and the time, the duration the boss he can give. She gives the letter at 11 a.m. and then the letter also already addressed her mail address. And then what you think when she get the mail? 11 a.m. she send it, and then she get it at 2 p.m. And then finally, Miss Wolf can discuss find that time and discuss with her boss. Next, when nothing else works, try this. Why people lazy to work?
because of Monday Blue, the salary is not high enough, or maybe the work condition is really bad. No, all of them is wrong. This is because lack of the challenge. When you lack of challenge, you will lose the passion, you will get boring, and you cannot find your own value. And another case study is about Charles Schwab. He is a manager, and then one day he go to the mill and then ask the daytime worker, how many hit did you produce today? And the day worker, only 6. Then he didn't say anything. He just wrote a 6. Then during the shift, the nighttime worker and come here and then ask the day worker. They saw the 6. What do this mean? Then the day worker say, the big boss come today. Oh my god, the big boss come today. They know what they need to do. The night shift worker, they do the job and then they change the 6 and then 7. Another day, the day worker come back. They saw 7. Then he feel, do the night worker think he can do better than us? Then in the evening, 10. This will become a cycle. Why? The behind reason is the way to get things done is to stimulate the competition. It can create the desire to excel in working place. Therefore, throw down a challenge. That's why people like to play games, because playing games has challenge. When you complete the challenge, you will feel you excel yourself. Then I will give the following part to Jin Ken to make the conclusion.
So as a conclusion, to win others, you have to give positive wise. And if you follow these principles, as we mentioned, I can assure you, you can be successful in life. So, up next, we will have Q&A section. It's okay if you don't listen to our presentation, but if you can answer all the questions correct, I can assure you to be a successful person. Okay, first question. What is the basic we should know that respect people? Okay, I want to ask again. What is the basic we should know that to respect people? See. The answer is correct! Up next, second question. You and Dr. Ken suddenly in a disagreement about success strategy. No. What you should do? Yes, even. Is it the correct answer, my friend? The answer is C! Oh my god! Okay, next question. Ooh! Okay. What is the two types of empathies I mentioned above? So, Q&A section, start. Are you guys gonna give up? Too bad, you guys cannot be successful in life. It's okay. The answer is cognitive empathies and emotional empathies. Okay? So, next question. Every successful person enjoys the game. It presents the chance to excel and to win. We all desire to excel and to be important. Which of the principle is the most relatable to the situation above? So Q&A section, start. Come on, you enjoy to win a game. Enjoy to win a game. Who answered it? You can raise your hand. Answer is B. Is it the correct answer? The answer is Oh! No, thank you. That's no more presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, Professor Ken and everyone. Today our group are going to present topic 12, the dream, taking control of your future, adapted from Success College book. In this topic, we are going to cover some ideas, the dream of a lifetime, career exploration, choosing your major, getting the right stuff, career development starts now, the power of networking, resume, and cover letters, interviewing for success. But before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Ivan, and here's my partner, Brasilia Novi, and she is Maria, and she is Kezia, and that one is Safira. Okay, can you give an applause to our group first? Thank you. So let's Novi present for the first idea, the dream of a lifetime.
Okay, good afternoon all. In this chapter 12.1, I want to talk about the dream of a lifetime. What is the dream of a lifetime? The first definition of the dream of a lifetime is techniques for how to get things done effectively. It's, for example, like how you to study, how to read, how to take notes, how to manage your personal finance, and how to manage your social life. And the second definition is understanding what motivates your goals and aspiration is essential. It is like you are then better able to prioritize your thoughts about the future and identify new options that you may not have thought of before that will bring you fulfillment. The third definition is life goals or objective. Life goals or objective is some are clearer than others, but they are there. You may think your objective in terms of finance. For example, like to hold a job that allows you to be a financial independent. Three of them is very important because it's influence the decision you are making today about your future. Next slide is about education option. Education option is about uh, what is my dream for my future or what is your dream for your future and why they are is important. I will give you some example. The first is I want to be a businesswoman. Why? Because become an independent woman and help many people by opening jobs. The second, my dream future is YouTuber. And YouTuber is this job is effortless but can earn money pretty much or my dream others is travelers and activists. From that table, we discovered new options. We are influenced by people we meet or perhaps even learned that being a fireman, nurse, circus clown, pro baseball player is not all we thought it might be. Your evolving life dreams may continue even today and should be embraced. Take a close look at your important statement. When you know what is your dream future, you will get some benefit from it. And the next slide is what is the key aspect for development is the first key aspect is the world is changing quickly around you, but your dreams and aspiration may provide a sense of direction unknown territory. The second key aspect is the reason dreams or aspiration are important to you are as important as the dreams themselves and are likely to be more. The third key aspect is a mission statement can be very useful in helping you to make important personal decisions, but it needs to be considered often and fine-tuned as needed.
Thank you, Nabi, for presenting. Next, ideas two, career exploration. So I will be presenting on this one. So, have you think of your career in the future? good if you have think about it. It's a good thing, but you still have to go through this process because you will find new option as backups and a new direction that can be more attractive than your original choice. Yet, most of you still don't know what you want to be. If you think I just want to graduate first, I just follow the flow of my life. Remember, you may get a job after you graduate. But if you want to be success, find a career. So is the difference between job and career? A job is something that you do to simply earn money, especially if you are having financial urgency. It has minimal impact on your future work life, which means it's a short term. A job requires you to show up and do what is required of you. In exchange, you get paid. Well, a career involves holding jobs, but it is more a means of achieving personal fulfillment. A career requires planning, knowledge, and skills that need your analytical, critical, and creative thinking skills to make decisions that will affect your life in both term, long term, and short term. Let's take an example. There are several offers in the university for student assistant to prepare, let's say, exam venue, to arrange table and chair and something like that. In exchange, you will be paid per hour. It's called as a job. But when you are working in a company, let's say as a human resource, all of your knowledge and credibility is used to recruit a new person and make decision for the company in the future. In other way, you will get additional experience and learning to fuel your future. I'm pretty sure that most of you want to have a career in the future. There are 4 ways to explore your career. First, you have to know who am I, who you yourself are, what's out there, what factor might affect your choice. Where do you go from here? First phase is talking about your own personality. There are several ways to know more about yourself by visiting campus career guidance. They will give you several types to define your personality type. Your personality defines your environment character. There are 6 occupational options of people based on personality, interests, and skills developed by Dr. John Holland. From this slide, we can see that their realistic environment, you like to deal with things and tools. Investigative environment, you are problem solver and have a good analytical skill. Artistic environment, you like to put idea. Social environment, you like to deal with people and working in a team. Enterprising environment, you like to work with people and data. So for you to make it easier to remember, you can remember a word race. So R for the realistic, A for the artistic, I investigative, S social environment, E enterprising. So remember this one because later I'm going to ask you in the question. Yeah, you have to know which category you are in. Next, what's out there? Once you have determined your occupational type, you can begin to explore your career that might be best suited to you. Individuals may have more than one personality type. Many jobs show a strong correlation to more than one occupational type. This slide shows how your work environment type affects your occupation. There are more than 840 occupations in this world that everything cannot be mentioned in the slide. The number of occupants keep increasing rapidly every year. Next is about consideration. You have to take into consideration as well. They may have an obstacle to pursue your right career. You have to consider about timing. How much time you have to spend additional time in school. Finance. What is the investment needed? Education, franchise fees, location. Do you need to relocate for ideal location? Family or personal, how your friends or family responds about your career choice. Next phase is about what should you do next. Start by developing a relationship with the counselor in the career guidance or placement office. Try not to engage this counselor only near the end of your university days. Don't just get any job that you can get. This counselor can be great help in matching your interest to a career and ensuring you are gathering the right kind of experience to put you at the top of your recruiting heap. The more you learn about yourself and the career option that best suit you, the more you will need to fine-tune your career plan. Career planning is exciting. Career planning is exciting. Learning about yourself and about career opportunities and considering the factors that can affect your decision should be a core part of your thoughts. Next, I have a question. Who wants to volunteer yourself to answer this question? No, the answer is not true. The answer is false. A job provides payback money that guarantee for your personal financial in short term. That it means it doesn't guarantee you in the future. The one that can guarantee you in the future is a career, not a job. Okay. Next, I have a question that I'm going to choose who will answer this one. Based on Dr. Holland's work, which one is not listed as 6 main categories of people based on personality? So to test you whether you're listening to me or not, I'm going to choose you. You. Yeah. I have mentioned this before. Leadership, yeah, you are correct. Next, my partner will continue about the third idea.
Hi guys, I'm going to present about choosing your major. Okay. Okay, since it's not clear here, you have to listen to me then. Choosing a college major can have a big impact on our career choices, especially if you are following a technological program of studying. Usually, we as a student, we often get too panic when we are choosing a major. So you don't have to be panic of that because usually after 2 years, we will have a clear idea about what we are studying or what we are working. So you don't have to be panic over your choice of a major or program of study because nowadays many people change their career 5 times during their lifetime. And also many major and programs can sharing their foundation point, so it will be easier for you to change your major without wasting your time. Third, most students change their major at least once or more than that before they graduate. And here are some steps that we are going to talk about them deeply. Follow your dream. You have to follow your dream and make sure that you chose your dream based on your own dream and based on your dream and experience, not because your parents want you to be like that or you just follow your friend. If you can dream it, you can do it. Second point, make it fun. Keep asking yourself, what is the subject that you really like it when you was in the high school? And based on some of the several questions, you'll get the answer of what major you would like to be or you would like to take in. Third, 2 is better than 1. Why? Because if the first one falls, the other one can help him. If you face some problem while you're choosing your major, you have to ask. You will get better idea about it. Ask around, get better idea about that, about the major you like. Build on your skills. A good choice of a program of study is not based on your likes, it's also based on your skills too. Be open to change. Once you already select a major, don't panic if you choose wrongly. Just consider it a step forward finding the right program for you. Second point, getting the right step. I cannot read it. I cannot read. Cannot. Sorry, because there is something problem here. Okay, getting the right step. What do you need to launch good career? Employees usually will look at your education, skills, and experience. So you have to make sure that you get a right stuff in these three areas. First, the transfer ticket. If you are thinking about transferring 2 years program, be sure to follow the steps. Find about the transfer program. Make sure your grades are transferable. Talk to your advisor. Second, skills labor. The second requirement for employees is skills. And here we have two types of skills, work-based skills and transferable skills. Work skills, knowing how to use equipment that is specially to your career and processing that are used in your field. The second set of skills that you must have are called transferable skills, because it can be used in almost all your occupation. This include thinking skills, communication skills, listening skills. We have also volunteering and internship. Once you score an internship, it is important to have written agreement with the employee in which the following steps: learning objective for the internship, the time commitment, the work of the company experience, the work your supervisor will do for the college and for the student. Okay, since it's not clear here too, I would like to ask you guys, what is the second set of skills you must have? What is it? Yeah, correct. Thank you. Okay, I will discuss career development starts now. What is career development? Career development is a process through the duration of your role as a student of self-assessment, career exploration, career decision-making, and implementation. And I have 3 steps of career development. The first step is organizing yourself, organize some digital space. Organizing yourself, it means set aside some physical space decided exclusively to career development and job hunt work. How to get it can be as a small corner on your desk or an accordion file, but it should be a place where you can keep and access your record whenever you need them. Second is organize some digital space. Create a file for all your career-related documents on your phone. Make sure you have a backup using an online service or at least thumb drive or other external storage device. The second step is we have some problem. Second step is organizing financial. As we know that financial is about money,
investing both time and money in your college degree, and you should have investment will begin to pay off project your cash flow. And the third step is set goals yourself to guide you. Career planning is an ongoing long-term process. It is important to set short-term attainable goals to keep making progress toward a fulfilling occupation. For example, like make an appointment to see a counselor at the guidance office by Tuesday. The goals should be simple, everyday steps that keep you moving in the right direction. Process through the process of investigation, decision making, these goals will become even more important. And the key aspect of career development is career exploration and job hunting are not short-term projects but process that continue over time. The second is organization is key to an effective process and set you up for success. The third is setting goals will keep your action organized and keep you moving forward in long-term process. And now I have some question for you all. The question is, why is setting a goal important in this process? A is to guide you, B is to confuse you, C to understand process, D to exploration. Anybody know the answer? Don't know. Okay, the answer is to guide you. The second question is the
Okay, good afternoon everyone. Now I will talk about the power of networking. What exactly is networking? In its simplest term, it is a process of engaging others in helping you to reach an objective. So there are three basic phases in process of networking. First, all contacts are equal, but some are more so than others. This is like the game 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon applied to your own life, whom you need to speak to. That really depends on your objective. If you are trying to learn about an occupation, it can be just about everyone involved with that field. If you're in the process of trying to land an internship or a job, you want to reach the person who will make the hiring decision. Next is make a call. What you say in your networking calls or emails will depend largely on the objective of your networking effort, but some networking basics and elements of etiquette apply to all contexts. First is be mindful of your contact time. Then, if it's a first contact, tell the contact where you got his or her name. Then be specific about how the contact can help you. Use your network for some than just asking for a job. And then help others in your network. The third one is care and feeding of your network. The first step is to thank your contact for his or her help. Do this right away. Any thank you after 24 hours you contact can be considered late. Find a reason to keep in touch with people in your network. Send a follow-up note of thanks to a person who gave you a particularly productive lead. Let him or her know what you were able to accomplish. People like to know they are on a successful team. Finally, if a person in your network asks you for help, do what you say you will do. Next, I will talk about resumes and cover letter. Okay. Resume is basically a summary of your experience. The purpose of a resume is to get you invited for an interview. Unfortunately, too often a resume is a reason to exclude a candidate. Poor grammar, misspelled words, lengthy listing of irrelevant experience, and messy formatting motivate hiring managers to move quickly to the next candidate. There's no such thing as a perfect format for a resume. True hiring managers and recruiters generally agree on the following principles. There are some few resume principles. First is a short resume is generally better than a long one. Focus on your accomplishment, not just the position you held. Include numbers. Be sure to include dollars, amounts, and percentage that support achievement. Use keywords. Then the last one is keep information easy to find. Also, your resume must include these elements, which is header, include your full name and complete contact information. Be sure that you use your personal phone number and email address, not your work contact information. Objective, include a short 1 or 2 sentence summary of the kind of position you're looking for. Last is resume body, starting with your current or most recent job, internship, or volunteer position. List your experience in reverse chronological order. Each entry should include the title, the name, and the location of the company, and the dates you held the position. The finishing touch. Once you have written the body of your resume, review and discuss it with people you respect. Ask them what stands out, what put them to sleep, what turns them off, and whether anything is missing. Make sure your resume is short and sweet and it demonstrated your strength. Be sure you can support every point you make on your resume during an interview. Last one is cover letters. The purpose of a cover letter is to entice the recipient to read your resume. There is no better way to entice someone to read further to demonstrate that you fit his or her needs. A successful cover letter should emphasize your knowledge, skills, or experience, make you an ideal candidate. Now I have one question to ask. Include your full name and complete contact information. Be sure that you use your personal phone number and email address, not your work contact information can be considered as, who can answer that? Okay, so the answer is header. That's all from me.
When we are talking about interviewing for success, we need to learn team method, which is learn the type of interview, how to prepare and be successful. There are 3 types of interview: informational, screening, and one-on-one interview. When we are talking about informational, it is a very good opportunity for you to pursue your career and your future. It's about, in order to particular job, company, and industry, you need to present yourself in a positive impression. About the screening, it's about conducted by a representative of the company human resources. It's via telephone, Skype, or any network information. And about one-on-one, it's about knowing your individual. It's about your skills, education, knowledge, behavior, and so on. And it's about what it would be like to be working with you. The interviewer must to have a sense with you. You must be connected. We need to consider your mind. It's about learn about the organization, use your network, review the job description, review your resume, and use your study guide. Actually, the study guide is very boring, but it is very important. So I'm going to give you a brief explanation about the study guide. It's about tell about yourself, what can you offer, your strength, your weakness, and about your future. What are your plans for 2 years later, and what attract you here? What did you do if you are under pressure, or your salary, or so on. And the second one, we need to consider about your body. We need to prepare yourself physically. Eat well, get a good sleep. It's just very important. And dress to impress. A suit or jacket, a dress shirt, or a tie, it's very suitable for you. And for a woman, a suit or a blouse and a skirt is very okay. And most importantly, just be clean. And you should know the punctuality account. It's about knowing the date and time. You need to be on time. The third one is be successful in an interview. We need to consider your soul. You need to relax. Don't be panicked. Don't be stressed. Just enjoy and keep calm. Be yourself, and then keep your tone conversational but not too informal. And don't forget about your eye contact. And when you're answering the question, you need to make sure that you have a skill and knowledge to it. And then avoid one-word answer. Be truthful and just be honest. And if you don't understand, don't afraid to ask, don't be confused. And at the end of the interview, thank the interview and then just tell him or that you enjoyed the interview and so on. And last but not least, personally, what are the most salient part of yourself that we need to prepare during the interview? The answer is your mind, body, and soul.
Sorry. So hello everyone. Today, है ना? So hello everyone. Today we will present a book of Fang Sheng, which is the creation of uniqueness. Okay, so there was a picture, but it's not shown here. So my name is Rasul Hassan Rumi, and this is Jami. And so we will try to describe some aspects of the book shortly. First of all, let us know who is Feng Sheng. Okay, so he is the entrepreneur and well-known international scholar and also a philanthropist. After working for so many years, he conquered the business world. He launched his first housing development company known as Epic Valley, and he is the managing director of the company. And he is also the chairman of Tan Sri Phangashen National Unity Charity Foundation, adjunct professor UUM, UKM, MMU, and UNIMEM. Principal of Work Applied Learning Leadership Development Center, and many more. So he is also the Dean of Malaysian Association of Business and Management Scholar. So the next slide. So I will pass to my member to talk about this.
Now I will talk about chapter 1, which is at first I will discuss about chapter 1, which is the author said that unique successful leaders create extraordinary influence. The social influence that everyone has is not the same. Those who have wealth, status, and name are certainly more influential than other ordinary people. The unique ideas the author mentioned in the book are people with rich resources can influence and control the environment. This is the effect of social evolution. Those who want to be successful in life should fight for what they want and put their actions into practice. The author told us that intangible assets are more valuable than tangible assets. As we all know that intangible assets are politeness, self-restraint, inner depth and attitude, which sometimes are neglected by most of the people. They only focus on tangible assets like money, car, airplane, houses, which is wrong. The main thing is when we have the intangible assets, the tangible assets will automatically follow us. The more influential someone is, the more humble he should always be. There is another category of people in the world. They are more successful and more influential, but remain humble and do not abuse their power and status. If we want to be successful, we should follow by their example.
So now I will discuss about chapter 2, which is unique item 1. We must own assets that others do not have. If we want to be unique and outstanding, we must have different ideas and qualities from ordinary people. Ordinary ideas result in ordinary achievements, while unique ideas result in unique achievements. So the next is the author mentioned some important idea and points, and those are the author say that we need to do things that brings us benefit. Second one is we can see that if we want others to respect us, we must strive with our efforts and action, and we need to be humble as well. The next thing is we don't need to live in a stereotype created by others. Be confident in our own style. Our author also said that he is very confident with his own style and he is successful. The next thing is we should utilize our potential. Everyone is born to be a winner. Yeah. Never compare your own weakness with others' strength. So now I will tell a story the author mentioned in the book that uh, uh, basically we know that monkeys are good at climbing trees,
but their strength is very high in climbing trees. But one monkey in the jungle, he wants to like swim in the water, so he joined with fishes to swim in the water. But unfortunately, he failed. After giving so many attempts, he failed to uh, reach the position to swim. And unfortunately, he also forgot to how to climb in the trees. So we need to like, he failed in both ways. So like we need to know our strength and work for it and be constant in our uh, strengths, so we can be successful by this way. Okay, so we also need to learn from successful people. Like we can have a mentor to guide us so that we can get our success very easily and quickly. So we also need to be excellent manager before starting a business. Like most of us are willing to start a business but don't know uh, the business very well. Like they don't know the market and wants to start a business. But for business, we need to be more uh, efficient, and we need to know more about the business than starting a business. Okay, so I will pass it to my so now I will discuss about chapter 4, in which the author mentioned about his unique item number 3. We must own products or personal qualities that are affordable to others. If we own a product that everyone strives for and desires to have, but it is unaffordable to the masses, the product may not sell well. If we own qualities required by but not considered valuable by employers, we may not be employed at all and will have no opportunity to prove our talents. Sufficient resources can help a person to go ahead quickly, and they always have a support on their back, so generally they are more powerful. Smile and patience are two most important resources a person can have. A smile can boost up others' impressions towards us. We need to be dream chasers. We need to chase our dreams always. We should know the marketing rule of 80 by 20, in where 80% is the general market and 20% is the high end market. In the general market, the price is affordable for common people, whereas in the high end market, the products are only affordable to the wealthy people. Affordable products are expected by 80% of the market, so it's easy to capture the market, so more profit can be gained by this process. Now I'll pass to Rumi to. Okay, so there is two questions. The first question is, what does being unique means? Can anyone answer? Okay, yeah, this is the correct answer. So the next question is, which people are who are more influential? A, no, no. So the answer is D. Yeah, A and C. So to conclude this, we all have the potential to be successful. Furthermore, we can make our own style and identity, but on the contrary, we demoralized our ability, which we need to improve. In addition, successful people should influence others to achieve their goals because they are more influential than normal people. We should also prepare our goal because opportunity is only available to those who are prepared. So we need a mentor in our life so that we can achieve our goals more easily. We can read books such as written by greatly successful people. For example, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Dr. Stephen R. Covey is a great book of how to become effective in life. We need to be constant with our dreams and work for it. At last, we should remember that only money doesn't mean that we are successful. Uh, we need to help peoples, others, especially the poor and needy, rather than buying expensive products. This is where uniqueness resides. Thank you all.
postpone the quiz till next week and wrap things up then. For now, we'll take a quick look at a couple of pieces of the first two videos there, so you don't have to worry about them. We're not going to try to watch all of them. Obviously, we can't fit 84 minutes into 30 minutes or whatever. But I didn't intend to. There's just a few parts here that I want you to be aware of, and then and then others, like I said, enough, that all adds up to less than an hour to watch the rest of the videos.